Hello, my beautiful, beautiful narc free family. My name is Cree. Thank you for joining me here today. Just want to have a little general conversation with you all about remembering who you are. I hope this message will be encouraging to you all. So when you get in a relationship with a narcissist, and then, later they start treating you badly. In the beginning, everything's nice, everything's good. And then they start with the abusive behavior, or some of y'all that are with a covert narcissist, they've hidden it for years until, you find out that they have a double life or something. And then all of a sudden they, what H.G. Tudor says, they paint you all black, or so you're either all good or you're all bad. All right, so one day you were all good, and so they were playing their part, and then now you're all bad now that you've discovered who they are, and they know that they're not going to be able to run game on you anymore. Okay, but I want you to keep something in mind, something really important, and this is for all of you that are thinking about giving up. Some of you are considering giving up on your children, and not giving up on your children, but giving up on fighting for them, because it's so exhausting. And I get it. I get it. I want y'all to just keep in mind, and some of y'all have to, for your mental health, because of how exhausting it is. You just feel like giving up. Don't let anybody judge you for whatever your decision is, because we're all in different situations with different levels of narcissists. They're on a spectrum. So, if you have one that's not bothering you that much, you may be fine. But if you have one who's kind of hitting home every 2 days, I want you to know that, yes, they can keep going for a long time. And that's because they've been doing this all their life. So this is not new for them. It's probably new that you found out that they were like this. But that they are like this, they've been doing this all their lives. So even though they may be taking a lot of losses, trying to do stuff to you, they may be losing everything, and you're thinking, this doesn't make any sense. This person keeps losing. They keep trying to do things to me. I keep coming with receipts. They keep losing in court. They keep losing all their stuff, but they still keep coming. But for the narcissist, it's about control, and it's about winning. So what winning for you and I looks like might be keeping our mental health and our children being as safe as we can keep them. Because if you have children with a narcissist, if they're around, some things are going to be thrown off. But keeping them as safe as you can, things like that. But to a narcissist, winning in their mind may be breaking you down at all costs. If it costs them everything, they can only see here what's right in front of their face. Just this is how much wisdom they have. Those of you listen to Sam Vaknin, he talks about narcissists not having wisdom. So I want you to just focus on this while you're trying to heal, and while you're trying to put all the pieces back together. The narcissist picked you for a reason. And whatever the reason was, I don't think "why ever" is a word, but whatever the reason was that they picked you, they knew that you had character and morals, and you were an honest person, a giving person. They knew all these things about you. Well, now they saw all those things as weaknesses, because they were using those things to be manipulative to you, because they're thinking, well, if they lie to you, or they cheat on you, or they're triangulating you, and they're talking to another person right in front of you, someone who they are getting together as a new supply, and you don't see it, they consider you to be weak because you don't see it. But they know the reason why you can't see it is because you're not that type of person. You don't do those kinds of things, and that's why you don't see it. Because if you were doing the same kind of things that they were doing, you would see all the stuff that they were doing. They wouldn't be able to manipulate you. So I want you to take solace in the fact that you are not like them. So where they may be acting up and acting out and doing a lot of stuff does not mean in the end that they are going to demolish you. Just like it was just a season, okay? That's how I want you to think about it. For whatever reason they chose you, it was only for a season. And whatever lesson that you need to learn that lesson and keep it moving, keep healing and keep growing. Do not put your sole focus on a narcissist and their crazy making, because they're going to stay there with the crazy making. This is what they like. This is how they function. They thrive in arguments and confrontation and triangulation, and they thrive in everything wicked. That word wicked is likened to wicker furniture. It's twisted together. Everything wicked and twisted is what they're a part of. Okay, so don't expect to get closure. Don't expect for an apology. Don't expect for them to see the error of their ways. Actually, depending on the type of narcissist that you're dealing with, if they're malignant or they're higher up on the spectrum, don't expect for them to stop. This is just your new life. But if you will, every time they do something to you, if you will go ahead and get a new strategy. Okay, so they pick your children up from school. They're not supposed to have them. Okay, they pick them up. They want a reaction out of you. They want you messaging them, and they want you saying, that the court orders say it's, my day, or this Thanksgiving break is my holiday. This is my 10 days, you may do that the first time that they do it, because they want a reaction out of you. And it's very disheartening to have court orders and believe that these orders are supposed to be followed, only to find out that there are no consequences for the orders not being followed. Like, they have to break a lot of orders, and then you have to pay money and you have to go back to court unless you're going to go and represent yourself. A lot of things have to happen, and you have to add all this up. And by the time you add all the stuff they've done up, and then you add all the money it's going to take for you to do it up, it's almost like it feels like a losing battle. However, if you will keep in mind that, okay, they did this, maybe that first time you sent a message and said you haven't followed orders, I recommend that you don't get caught up in these long messages trying to prove to them that they didn't follow the orders. Listen, if narcissist takes your children and they're not supposed to have them, and they've had them, that they have them, the school has told you that they picked them up, or they've signed them out after school, or whatever it is, you have the proof that they signed them out. And if you feel like you need further proof, you can always send the police over to do a well check, just to verify that you have something on record that they have your children, okay, because you may need it for court. But don't do the back and forth, because whatever they've done to you, honey, whatever it is, children involved or not children involved, whatever they've done to you, it's calculated. And they calculated what the outcome of it would be also. They calculated that you would reach out to them. So only let that happen once. If you've messed around and done it and you've sent them a message, only let that happen once. Don't let it happen again. Learn from every situation. All right? And once they see that you're learning from every situation, they have to do something new. And guess what happens? I know this from experience. What happens is they run out of stuff to do because you stopped reacting. So basically you stopped fueling them. So if they know that they pick your kids up and you're not going to say a word, you're going to document it to yourself. You're going to write it in wherever you keep your documentation. You're going to go up to the school, or you're going to email the teacher and say, hey, who picked my children up on such and such day, and they're going to email you back, mom picked up or dad picked up on this day. And so you've got your documentation. All right. That's all you need. You don't need to talk to them. You don't need to do the back and forth with them. You don't need to tell them what they already know that they already did, because that's what they knew you were going to do. And it was like a trap, and it was a setup just for you to fuel them, because they want your attention really, 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 really bad, some of them. So if you want to cut off you supplying them, you have to pull back your energy and give them very little energy. What I recommend you do is expect for them to act a fool, because that's what they do. Expect for them to act a fool. And so when they act a fool, you're not surprised. And when they don't, you're like, okay, cool. But if they do, you're not all thrown off, because for those of you who have children with narcissists, the very first time you go to pick your children up and they've picked them up, it is pretty it's like a blow, because you have orders, and you're expected for the orders to be followed. But the longer that you're on this journey, the better that you will get. So I just want y'all to wrap your head around the fact that the narcissist that picked you knew what they were getting. Now you need to know who you are, so you can understand why they are still messing with you, because it is actually them that took a loss, not you. Some of you are trauma bonded, and so you're thinking that you took a loss. You lost this person that you loved, not really understanding that actually them being out of your life was a way for you to be able to actually live without them feeding off of you, okay? Because it's very draining. The things that they do and the games that they play are very draining. And don't you think you have the opportunity or the possibility to meet someone who is more like you, who isn't playing games and who isn't triangulating and who isn't gaslighting? Because gaslighters, they are the worst. They're the worst. The gaslighting is the worst. That's the worst kind of thing for someone to have you thinking you said things that you didn't say, or you did things that you didn't do. But some of them will hide your keys or hide your purse, or tell you said something that you didn't say, and you telling them that you didn't say it, and it doesn't even sound like anything that you would say. The verbiage and the content of it is nothing that even sounds like something that you would say, but they want to condition you, because remember, weak, small minds feel very big when they're able to deceive people. And isn't that the weakest thing that you've ever heard? So you need to see yourself differently. Don't beat yourself up because you ended up with somebody like that. They're deceivers. That's what they do. That's what they do. Everywhere they go, they deceive people. They deceive friends, family, spouses, their children. They deceive everybody. So don't take it personal. You were just another person that got deceived by them. But don't take it personal. Part of your healing is to not take it personal. So when you take it personal, you hold on to what they said to you. You hold on to what they did to you. I promise you, if you will just not take it personal, that's 50% of the battle right there. Not taking it personal, not saying to yourself, I wasn't good enough, they didn't love me, maybe if I would have done this better, if I would have done that better, if I would have did this, they wouldn't have been cheating, and they wouldn't have been, no, they would have cheated and they would have schemed. I don't care what you did. It's who they are through and through. This is for somebody. It's who they are through and through. They sweat deception. I'm so sorry, but that's what it is. They sweat it out of their pores. They digest deception. Everything about them is made up of deception. And as they start getting older, on some of them, you can see it. You can see how bad they look. They've done so many bad things to people that it starts to show up on them. Okay? So Thank y'all for joining me here today. Anybody who is needing coaching, especially those of you who have children with a narcissist or you're going through a divorce, that's what I specialize in. But for the rest of you also, if you need any one-on-one coaching, you look for my information down below this video in the description box and in the comment section, and just go ahead and be great. Just go ahead and decide you're not going to take this personal. That's half the battle. There was nothing wrong with you. It was just you met somebody and they taught you a lesson, and you blow them a kiss for teaching you the lesson. Like, because when you think about it, they teach you so many things. I bet you won't get caught up again. I bet you'll see some of this stuff coming when you meet somebody else. You won't get blindsided. Okay, so for nothing else, be grateful for that aspect of it, and don't beat yourself up about it, and keep going on and growing and going. Okay, love y'all. Thank you for joining me. Until next time, bye bye, my beautiful narc free family. Mwah. And subscribe to the channel and give it a thumbs up if you have liked this video. If not, that's okay. See y'all next time. Bye bye, my beautiful narc free family.